Yeah.
You have such a sparkle in you, haven't you? So thank you for inviting me here. Thank you.
Mm. You're so welcome, Christine.
Thank
It's
you.
so nice to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. We are here today with Building for Peace with Hannah Jewel, and we have Christine Le Nahedic with us. Christine was born in France. She used to work in clothing design, and she's been here with us in the UK for about 30 years. She has done some amazing work and projects. I'm so excited to have her here today to share with us the charity that she's formed, All for Love and Love for All, and the impetus that it grows from and the passion that it moves forward in the world. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you just maybe begin with yourself and your journey of discovery that led you to create this beautiful charity?
Okay. I feel very blessed that I've been asked to do this work. It led me to it. I was in a meditation one morning. I'm not someone who meditates a lot, but I was just sitting in silence, and I felt like a big surge of love energy coming into my heart, but immense, and it was like a vortex, surrounding my whole being, full of love. And it was so overwhelming, so much love. I asked the universe what to do with all this love. And it was not a voice, it was something inside of me. Whether I say help the orphan. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna do that. and I knew, I felt I will be led, so it was kind of a puzzle, piece of puzzle coming together, showing me how to do it. So that's how it started.
How beautiful. So many of us in humanity right now are receiving that heart opening.
Thank you.
And our personal gift to the world, and yours is this incredible passion in caring for the orphans, and it led to this founding of All for Love and Love for All. Tell us a little bit, what is this charity? What is its mission and purpose? Let's start there.
The mission is there is something in me. I don't know, it's my patience. I feel every child should have a full belly every day, food, There is abundance on this planet, and there is enough for everybody. And because I've been asked to do this for the orphan children, and I felt, it feels right, because if you're a child and you're poor, you still have a source of love, if you have your parents, your family. But if you have a child and you don't have parents or family, there is no love to hold you. So also I go and bring food to those children. I feel that it's beyond food as well. I am really aware that I bring this love energy with me, which means hope, which means care, which means sometimes I go in countries and I think, for a child to realize that someone came from so far away to bring food and water and love, probably must expand his whole being, is that, yes, some people care. And there is food, and it can come from anywhere, anytime. you know, and I feel when you know that when you feel it, hopefully it expands the child hope. Yes, so that's what I do.
It's such a beautiful, beautiful passion. We have many charities that say feed the world. Yeah. But Christine, you just bring this incredible love for the child and for their heart through. And like we were talking earlier, you said it's a vortex of love that just moves through you. And you're aware that laughing with them and dancing with them is part of the medicine.
I love to do that, and I realize when I'm there, when I arrive and I bring food, or sometime, you know, I install a water system, so water wells can have water, sometimes they don't have water. I'm really aware that I bring, it's beyond the material manifestation, food and the water. There is an energy, and when I'm there, I can feel this energy is taking me in again, this love energy, and the child feel it. So it's like we dance, the dance of love and gratitude, you know, because they're so grateful for what they receive, and I'm so grateful to what I've gave. So it's make like this vortex of joy and love, of giving and receiving, and it's an amazing experience for me. And I think that's why I love it so much, you know, because it's such a good feeling, you know, for me and for them.
Joy, love, hope, and purpose.
Yeah.
These are what are listed on your website that you bring.
Yeah.
And they're this divine blueprint moving through you.
Yes, I feel that.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the projects? I know that you've done some work in Calais with the refugees there, and some work in Sierra Leone and Gambia and
Senegal. I mean, I've Philippines as well, India. I went with a refugee a few years ago in Greece. You know, where the people arrive, my boat, so I went there. And I went to, India, Philippines. The last few years, mainly in Africa. I never thought I will go to Africa, but I remember one year, it was a New Year's Eve, you know, and people make wish for the year ahead. And I remember I was on my own and I said, come on, universe, I fed a few hundred children this year. I came back from the Philippines. You know, when they had this big tsunami, it was a typhoon, and all Philippines was, not all of Philippines, but part of the Philippines were destroyed, and I went to distribute food and clothes to the children. So anyway, it was this New Year's Eve, and I said, come on, universe, I distributed a few hundred meals this year. Can I give 1,000 next year? Feed 1,000 children. And so I have this little shop in Brighton that I'm giving back in a couple of weeks. And so I went in my shop, and a few days later, a woman came, an African woman, and she said, oh, would you come and help in Africa? Because some children are orphaned because they lost their parent because of the Ebola. And I said, well, I don't know, I never went to Africa. And I said, you know how many children I can help there? She said, at least 1,000. And I saw that was the answer to my call. So that's how I started my journey to Africa. So the last few years I've been called to different countries in Africa, and I've installed 9 water wells in Africa, in different countries. Recently I was in Senegal, and so I think over the years I must have distributed over 5,000 meals. And and I just love to see a child eat. And some people say, oh, you know, you give a meal and that's it. But I don't think people realize, when you're a child and you didn't have the food for weeks, Someone come and give you a meal, it's a lot. And sometimes they can't finish their plate because their stomach has shrunk. Then I find this little bit sad, so yeah, I did that, and but I was in Senegal recently, and there's a lot of children begging in the street in Senegal, and I found a place where hundreds of them live, and so I installed a water well, because in Africa, children have to walk miles sometimes to find water, and they carry those big, heavy, and sometimes they arrive with no water. So I installed a water well, and it was a bit of land there, and I asked the people, can I grow a garden for the children there? So they say yes. So I bought seed, and children love having their home garden and see the fruit grow, and I bought banana trees, mango tree, avocado, and I found a gardener who teach the children how to look after. So that's lovely. I love to do this as well. Yeah.
Oh, so water, seeds, community starts to grow, and these children have not only the chance of a full belly and being hydrated, but the satisfaction of growing their own food and knowing they're loved. Every time they eat a banana, Christine, they're going to be giving thanks.
Well, someone sent me a video yesterday. The gardener actually, he sent me a video of the child cutting a fruit and saying thank you to me. Yes, this is so lovely. But I'm aware that it's not just me, it's people who found my project, people who give me some money so I can do that, with my little shop. My little shop is okay, I need to give it back now.
So tell us about this shop. It's got a storefront in Brighton at the moment. It says all for love, love for all.
Love for all, yeah.
And does it sell secondhand goods, new goods?
I had this shop for maybe about 10 years now, and people bring their clothes, and but few reasons I need to give it back. One is I did too much on my own, and I kind of damaged my back.
Yeah.
I did a bit too much, so I cannot really carry
those shop supplies.
Carry stuff and move stuff around, so there is this as well, and I think the universe works, in good way. I think it's telling me, look, your body can't do it anymore. And as well, after the COVID, the restrictions the shop is not bringing enough money now to fund my projects.
So previously, prior to the pandemic, the shop was bringing enough to actually fund your trips and...
Yeah, it was, and because I'm a registered charity, I can have access to some funding, so sometimes I can make some application to some big trust or foundation, or give some money to put a water well, or sometimes I can get some contribution towards that.
So some grant money coming in, the revenue from the shop, and individuals as well are supporting you.
Yeah, not a lot, and I think at the moment I'm stretching out with my comfort zone, going talk to people, because I think if people give £1 a month, is that okay to say this year? Yeah, because with £300 a month, I can feed 500 children for a month.
Amazing.
And I can, because I've done it so many years, I know, and with, I know the cost, and if I, to install a water well, I need between 1,000 to 1,500 pounds, so it's not a lot.
No.
So in my little head I think, oh, if people give £1 a month, 300 people, I can feed 500 people.
Uh-huh.
I
So
need to find other way to raise funds without the shop,
exactly.
you know?
And maybe to bring more people into this. You've been
Yeah.
carrying this passion, like blazing the trail, and maybe it's time for some people to go with you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nobody is welcome, you know?
So let's
Sure.
imagine, Christine, that quite a number of people are getting involved, and you've got support running the shop and some donations coming in. What would your next project be? Where would you go?
Well, I've got a beautiful project. When I was in Africa the first time, this woman invited me, and I was on a mission. I fed, I think I distributed over 1,000 meals in a week or something. And a woman was like, oh my God, that's incredible, because I love to serve the food. You know, my really thing is to put food on the plate and give it to the child, you know. And a woman, African woman, was so, I think it touched her heart, and she asked me as well, what's your dream, what's your next project? And I said, my dream is to build a home for some of the children. Some children live in condition, they live, it's just pile of rubbish for miles and miles, you know, where the government bring all the, you know, all the bin from people in this mountain, and even there are pigs living there. And the children, they don't have a home. They just live in the rubbish and survive picking up rubbish. And I told this woman, I said, I'd love to build a home for these children, give them a chance. And she said, oh, I've got land to give you. So she gave me a piece of land to do it, bless her. So, yeah, that's my dream.
Oh, Christine, I really would love to see this dream.
Yeah, it's where I feel in my heart.
I feel it too.
It's real.
I feel it too. You're coming from such a pure place. How can it not happen?
Well, it's yeah, I don't know if it's pure.
The love shining in your eyes is so pure.
Well, what can you do with love? You know, you just have to use it and give, you know, what love is for. You know, some people, they paint beautiful art. That's an expression of love. Some people play music. That's a way they give their love through the music they play. Some people do, I don't know, you told me you give massage, and that's the way you channel your love. You know, Carl channeled his love by making beautiful video on different. We all have a way to express our love. We all have a chance, and for me, that's the way I can express my love. I can't feed all the children of the planet, but if I can make the difference to a few hundred or few thousand, you know, why not? That's something to do. Bring it on, universe. Where do you want me to go next? Let's do it. You know? So it's fun. I have tears coming because, children are beautiful, you know.
Children have an incredible capacity for resilience to be love even in the harshest of conditions, to express care for each other even when living in a rubbish dump.
Yeah, and I think as well, maybe in their little heart, they've been calling for help. You know, they put their ask to the universe to get more food or to get, and the universe said, here she comes, and here I go, You know, so in a way I'm the answer to their heart desire. So that's why I say it's a privilege, because I see the children and I say, you've called me, here I am. They're being food in abundance. And
so tell me a little bit more about the arts and their importance in your work.
About
the arts, the dance, the music.
Yeah, but I remember when I was in Africa the first time, because I know in Africa people really like music, so I went there and I said, oh, when I feed the children, I want to bring music with me. So I asked some people, do you know a band? Because I said, that'd be fun, I feed the children and there is music, you know. So I bring the joy. And I couldn't find a band. And I said, wow. And someone said, you need to bring a DJ. And I said, no, I'm not gonna bring electronic music in the slum, you know. Then after a few days I said, oh, why not? I like a good rave sometime, you know. So I found a DJ. So it was amazing that those big speakers, and to go to the slum it's not on the main road, you know, sometimes you have to. So it was like quite an expedition to bring those big speakers and the DJ with his kit. And so he was playing music. So, you know, lovely music, and the children were dancing, and I was dancing with them, and so I did this time. I love it. It's really rest vibration, and I love dancing with the children, you know, so they hit and we dance, or, you know, so that's where, yeah. A DJ in a slum, you know, the children, and imagine that some of them never been out of the slum. You know, one day I took a little girl, she was this little girl, she really touched my heart, this little girl, like. So I was feeding the children, and the children were eating with a big smile. And I could see this little girl, about 4 years old, and she looked really scruffy, you know, they live in the bin. And I could see she was observing me, you know. And she didn't smile. So I left, and a face, a whole being was really in my heart, and I keep thinking about her. And so I called the guy. When I saw the guy, he helped me to organize all the food, you know. And I said, I'd like to take this little girl out for a day, you know, if she wanted to. And I didn't know if she had parents, she just had her mom there. And I said, ask her mom, and so they say yes. So I went, because this little girl, oh my God. So when I met her, she had those scruffy clothes, you know, she was dirty because they didn't have water. They live in rubbish, they don't have water. So imagine everybody is filthy because they live there. And so they had found a dress. So the dress was probably 5 times too big for her, you know. She had a long dress, very colorful, completely ripped. And I remember probably the only dress they found. And they washed her, they must have got some water somewhere. And they put her hair up. And she was looking like a princess, you know. And I took her with me, and she'd never been out, she'd never been in a car. So when I took her in the car, she was like, I think she must have think she was in a spaceship or something, you know. And she was looking around, she never got out, and she saw light and houses and trees. And it was just, for me, it was an incredible experience. And she was like, yeah, like, imagine if I went in a spaceship, I'd probably be like that. And she couldn't speak, she was not speaking. She was a bit, you know, like this, on the other side of the car, in the seat. And it was really, and she went, I don't know, I didn't speak her language, so she said to the guy that she wanted to go to the toilet. Normally in the slum, you know, they just go on the pile of rubbish. They don't have bathroom there. So we stopped the car, and so the guy stopped at the petrol station and just pissed in the middle of the petrol station. Then went to go to the loo. And she went like that. So you say, okay, she's thirsty. So they had a little shop. So I said, okay, let's get her a drink. And you had this fridge, with all the drink. And she's never been out. So we go there, and there you had also fruit, fruit and fruit drinks. And, she wanted this big bottle of milk. And the guy from the shop was trying to explain to her, no, she wanted this one. So I got her the milk, asked the guy if he had a cup, got a cup. Then went back in the car, gave her a drink, and she went, pfft. Then suddenly I realized, oh my God, I understood this little girl, she wanted the biggest bottle, no matter what it was. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
She had the opportunity to get the biggest.
Uh-huh.
She didn't know if it was fruit drink or milk. She never had any milk anyway. And he was like, oh my God, And I asked her if I could take her for a night. I said she probably never saw the sea, so maybe I take her to see the sea. So I found a little hut on the beach, and they took me there. It was the end of the day, it was getting dark. And so in this little hut, they had a bed. So we opened the door, and the guy who was doing the translation, he said, no, you go to sleep. And she threw her body on the floor. She never seen a bed. Mm-hmm. She didn't know what a bed is. She just put her body on the floor. And it was like, oh my God. Then I showed the bathroom, and I closed the door. She never seen a bathroom, but never mind. And after half an hour, she hadn't come out. And I said, well, I better go and check if she's okay. And I went, she found a tap of water. She's never seen a tap of water, right? Mm-hmm. No water. And she was under the tap, putting water all over her body, playing with the water, Everything was so touching with this little girl. And on the morning I thought, okay, I'm going to take her for breakfast. Is it too long? It's nearly finished.
No, you keep sharing.
Because I was like, so I said, okay, I'm going to take her for breakfast. So I found a little place on the beach. And I didn't know what she liked. I didn't speak her language. So I said, okay, I'm going to order tea, coffee, because I like coffee, milk, jam, toast, eggs, So everything came. And she took a cup. She puts the tea in her cup, the coffee in her cup, the plate of sugar in her cup, the butter in her cup, and she put everything. She didn't know. She never seen tea, milk, coffee. It was so funny. So I was sitting with, there was two little boys walking on the beach in rag, and on the table we had eggs, and she took her eggs and she ran to the little boy, and she opened the egg and she gave the two little boys, and I said, oh my God. She went to share. I mean, as this little girl, for me, this experience was, and she opened my heart so much that I decided to install water there. The people who live in this Islam, I asked the government for years and years for water. The government didn't give them water, so I couldn't install a water well because it's too much rubbish. You're talking piles, mountains for miles. So I installed. The well won't have been good water. So I installed water connected to the main water in the town. So this little girl was a blessing for the people in her community because she opened my heart so big that I found a way. to bring water to the 1,000 people living in this slum, you know, so bless her, you know. It's a nice story, isn't it?
It's a really touching story.
I know, so you understand why I love my work so much, for the expansion of love, really, you know.
Yeah. The incredible vulnerability of so many of us. You know, we are one human family.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
for us to care for each other is perhaps one of the main reasons we're here on this planet.
I think we're not created to live alone. I think we are created to love each other. You know, and that's how we can expand our humanity. You know, and as I said, people have different way to do it. You know, and I've been asked to do this work, and so I expand a lot. Well, I don't know about that, but I feel this energy growing. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a big vortex to move through one person, and you flow with it so beautifully, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you.
We talked a little bit about hope before we began, and how hope is born and what hope is. And it just really strikes a chord with me that food, water, love are related to hope, and also the joy that you bring in. And that hope is moving us towards unity as a human species. And I just thought, from your really unique vantage point in the life that you live in the service of the orphan children, that you could share with us about what hope is and where it comes from and how it can be fostered.
I think that we all have hope inside of us. You know, there is always hope. You know, you hope to have a good podcast, you hope to make a good video, you hope, you know, maybe every day we experience hope in certain form, you know, and maybe again that's what expand our ability to love and trust life, I think. Hope is a form of energy who propel us in enjoying life more. You know, so let's say, I don't know, even you go shopping, you say, I hope I'm gonna find some potatoes today. You know, so it propels your life to go to move, your body to move, to go to the shop and hope to find. So it's part of the seed of the energy of life, I think. You know, who make us move, who give us the energy. And hope as well is a fulfilling of life satisfaction. You see what I mean? So and it's part of trusting yourself and connected to, I don't know if it's called God, source, or something which sustains your life on this planet as a human being. You know, you go somewhere, I hope I'm gonna have a good time. You know, so you already hope kind of make a tinkle. You know, just a word, if you think about hope, is a tinkling, I hope. You know, then it's like, ooh, excitement. So then it's open up your trust. If you have hope, you have trust. Yeah? So with this trust, you open the door of the unlimited possibilities there is in the universe, that if you trust, it'll be there for you. Isn't it something like that?
It's such a such a bountiful way to think and to be. And I'm really inspired by your depth of understanding in terms of love, hope, trust, sovereignty.
You like it?
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. You know,
Thank you.
I think here in the West, we can get caught up in our ideas about independence and sovereignty and the idea of love. But to really live love is to get down into that seed, as you were saying, that seed of life from where existence comes. And just getting to know you a little bit and understand who you are and how you live. I felt that hope emerged as a key component underneath any of that. How can we be so concerned and idealistic if we're not coming from a place of hope? Like, what is driving our bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is moving us forward?
Yeah.
And in our search for authenticity, maybe finding where there is hope. We were chatting earlier about hope and suffering. And suffering, you were saying, Christine, is a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
And perhaps more related to contrast. I think for us in the West who sort of need to conjure hope up from deep within, this idea of contrast is important. Can you share a little bit with us?
So contrast, so when contrast, or let's say challenge, life bring a challenge. And the perspective for me will be to see, oh no, this is happening to me, oh my God. Then I can deep into the pain, and the deeper I go, and the more stuck I can be into the pain, so I don't know, to get out of it. So sometime I will go to a therapist or a coach or treatment, but there is a different way to look at it. It can be a challenge or a contrast who bring hope. So this is happening. So the hope is to get out of it, get out of this problem, or then hope. So with hope, it's an opening, isn't it? Hope, there is a solution to that. So when there is a problem, there is always a solution. If you can find it within yourself, with hope, you open to all the possibilities that there is. If you're stuck in it, you close, so you can't, you stay in the dark kind of thing. But if you take it, say, oh great, it's not always easy to say, oh great, I suppose if you have, some people will say, oh yeah, I broke my leg, I'm gonna say, oh great. But for everything there is a hope of a solution, of a recovery. And as human beings, I believe we're here for expansion. How do we expand again in your love or your consciousness? So something is happening and you can say, great, it's an opportunity to expand. How can I do that? I hope I can find the solution. And the universe, or God, or whatever you call it, will bring you the solution because that's what you focus on. Don't close the door to hope or solution because they're all there. There is always a solution. You just need to open your heart to it and trust. So we come back again to the same. Like when I realized, I have to close my little shop, I'm gonna, my charity, I'm gonna funding, and I had to go with thing, and I thought there is other way to do it, there is hope, and my friend said, oh, you need to go and do, people need to see you now, need to what you do. So it's a bit of stretch for me to talk to someone, because being sane, I always wanted to get on with it,
You were saying this earlier, that for more than 10 years, you never talked about what you did. You just did it.
I just did it.
And now you're being asked to talk. And you didn't ask to talk to me. it dropped into my field of awareness. Who
Yeah.
shall I bring on the podcast? Oh yes, this
Yeah.
beautiful woman Christine that does this all for love, love for all.
Yeah.
I want to meet her.
And here I am.
And here you are.
So that was my hope, to find other ways to fundraise for my charity.
Mhm.
And the universe brought you to me.
Yeah.
I thought, okay. And you are very lovely. I feel really privileged, is that the word that you asked me,
Mhm.
because you are so sweet.
Oh,
And it's so easy to talk. Thank you.
thank you, Christine. And I have learned so much from you. You truly feel like a woman I can look up to and emulate.
Really?
Yeah, the
Very
depth.
the same.
Oh, the depth of your commitment to your passion and your willingness when you received that message to care for the orphans, to just do it with all of your heart. This willingness is such a bright example. Each person, when they receive the message of their heart, what is their medicine to carry, if they can deliver it with such passion.
Yeah, follow your heart. The universe will bring everything on your path for it to achieve it. It's been a journey, you know, it's just not always been easy, but it's been, I realize it's been a journey for me as well at a deep level, you know. So I'm really lucky in a way, because through this work, myself, I have come to more hope, more expansion, more feeling what it is to be a human being in this little body, and let love lead. So I'm really lucky, really. His love is everywhere. And because I expand in love, I keep meeting lovely people, loving people. You're lovely, he's lovely, your dog is lovely. So wherever I go, I just meet lovely people. It's great. There's nobody in my life anymore. Like, where are they? They cannot come because the vibration of love cannot repel them, I suppose, you know, because you attract what you vibrate.
Exactly, we are vibration.
So I'm not perfect. I'm not about love all the time. You know, I have moments where, but then I hope again to be. Then it's gonna get better, and it gets better.
Christine,
Yeah, thank you.
where does this love arise from in you? I mean, just as a Westerner, a lot of us feel like we have to do this practice or that practice or this thing to find love.
Oh yeah, love is a big word, isn't it? So love has so many different expressions. Love can be hate as well. You know? Or what am I saying? So let's say if you meet someone and you hate this person, it's probably because there is no source of love coming from this person. So again, there is a call for love. You know, we born, okay, let's make it simple. We born from love. You know, it's a man and a woman who met, and not this pulled towards each other. They made love, you know. So that's it, that the first spark is love. And I feel sometimes most of the human being journey is to go back to this spark of love, to reignite it within us. How do I find this spark when two being met, because it's so powerful that a baby born from it. Imagine at the time of conception, the body and the universe would go, you know, and a being comes like, here I am. Imagine the force of creation that is. And I wonder, I don't have all the answer, but I ask myself questions. And I think maybe that's what it is. We come to feel this kind of energy who created us. Again, So we can really wiggle and enjoy life, all sparkly, you know. So, and I think that's why we came for, just to enjoy the love of creation. I don't have an answer. But when you realize that, life is so good. Because you realize that's what I'm here for. So I love the flowers, and I love the water, and I love, love, love. You know, it's look a bit like lovey-dovey, oh yeah, love, love, love. But, there's no but, is sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes I can feel a bit shy to love. So let's say if I meet someone, I think, oh, this person is incredible. It's something in me I feel a bit shy to express my love to this person. Then I go into fear, like something I'm not good enough. But then I realize fear is expansion. Remember that. When you have fear, that's a good one, isn't it? Thinking, oh, I've got a bit of fear here. So don't go into the story why I fear, and I'm not good. Say, wow, I feel fear, I'm expanding. My expanding is wanted whatever, whatever bring this fear at the moment. You can have fear of water, don't go in the sea. So you can say, oh, I can't go in the sea because when I was a child I fell into the swimming pool. Oh, as an adult you can say, wow, but fear, what do I really want? I want to be able to swim in the sea and enjoy it. So that's your next expansion. For me, with people I really love, I feel, oh my God, these are incredible people. I want to be able to love them as equal, not shrink down. If I feel someone as, wow, then I feel small next to them. I want to be able to love without comparing myself to this person, Just, you like that?
I love it. I love it because it gets to the essence of this vibration that you carry, which is when we are in need, hope is born. When we have fear, expansion is born. This is how love is operating in your life. And this is how that vortex is generated around, like a consistent willingness to expand. Exactly. Acceptance of what is there and where can it take me.
Because we are emotional beings. It's no point trying not to have emotion. It's really hard. You give yourself a hard work. If you try not to have thought, that's really hard as well. So you need to combine a bit your thought and emotion and whatever happens and just say, okay, deal with it.
Like a little hummingbird, you find the way through, and from there you fly.
Wow.
Well, Christine.
Thank you. Well, I took a lot, didn't I?
Oh my gosh, time passed in a jiffy. Yeah, in a jiffy. You're based in Brighton.
Yeah.
And if people would like to get involved with All About Love and Love for All.
It's all for love and love for all.
All for love and love for all.
Like the Three Musketeers, all for one and love. I asked when I was asked to do the work for the children, I said, okay, Universal, I'm going to call it. And I heard all for love and love for all. I said, I like that. All for love for all. So yes, if people want to get involved, yes, they can. I have a website. It's still a bit like, the last line, like I have a CD. I have a website, which is www.alala, so it's an acronym for All for Love and Love. So it's ALALA.org.uk.
Okay.
And so I think I must have a email address there. Or, yeah, they can't find me in my little shop because I'm closing it in a week or two, which is okay. It feels that the next chapter really stretching my hope and trust that the universe will provide to keep doing my love mission in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, I'm not gonna go too long on this story, but I hope my love can expand in some different way. I don't know, but I feel it. I feel I will be guided to spread the love to the children of the world.
Yeah, I
And
don't
the
see how it
people.
can't not happen, Christine.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
noble.
Noble, that's a big word, isn't it?
Noble, beautiful,
Noble,
heartfelt.
beautiful.
To bring
Wow.
the water and the food and the joy to the orphans
Yeah.
and the places. I mean, we are moving as humanity towards unity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
We're doing
do
it.
Exactly.
We're doing it.
There's
We're
no
doing
way it's not happening.
Yeah, we're doing it.
So, alala.org.uk,
Yeah.
and people are welcome to contact you directly. They can contact you through me, and let's see what unfolds.
Yeah, you never
More
know.
hope.
Bring it on, universe.
More
Yeah,
love.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
More water.
We're ready.
Mm.
The children are ready. Oh, the children. Oh, I'm gonna cry again. The children.
So right now, before we finish, let's just give our gratitude to the children for their incredible beingness in this world, for their willingness to come to this planet, for their willingness to thrive, to expand, and to receive, and for the beauty of their hearts.
Yeah.
May these orphan children receive the good thoughts, the love, the trust, and the food and water that they so deeply deserve.
Yeah.
May you have all the strength and joy and blessings that you need to create that. And may we all be so inspired. Thank you so much.
Yeah, may all beings be fed.
May all beings be fed.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for joining us again, and I look forward to hearing from you. Your thoughts and feedback on this podcast are so welcome. Please do get in touch with Christine, and have a wonderful journey.
Have hope. Thank you for listening.